here to testify again. Yes, to the glory of God. On Wednesday, if you joined, on Thursday, if you joined NSPPD, you will notice that there was a special kind of fire while Papa was praying O Earth prayer. There was a difference, right? I'm coming back to that. So after everything, school runs and all that, in the afternoon, I was working in my house. There's a place I use as an office. And this AC in that place had been bad for some time, and we decided to fix it. He fixed it on Wednesday, and that was the first time I was using it because Abuja is really hot. The fan was on, but I was like, let me turn on this AC. It was cooling. I was enjoying it. I don't know, maybe like 5 minutes later, I had a spark. When I heard a spark, I looked back. It was behind me on top, and I just turned back, and the AC was on fire. God, this fire was just burning. It wasn't just smoke. It was burning, and it was dropping. I was like, Jesus, let me turn off the switch on the wall, which I did. As I turned off the switch, as the fire was dropping, God helped, it didn't touch me. I rushed downstairs. Let me go and switch off the breaker and all that. And then I said, let me get the fire extinguisher. Actually, when I switched off the breaker, I thought it would go off. I rushed back upstairs. The fire had become like times 3 of what I saw. I just opened my window, opened my voice, shouted into the estate, mentioned my house number, and, mentioned the fire incident, so people started rushing to help me. As I was rushing down, my neighbors were already coming in. I got the extinguisher from the kitchen. Unfortunately, it didn't work. I rushed to the car to get the one from the car. By that time, the whole AC had engulfed in fire, as you can see. Fire was burning and dropping and everything. That's the AC, as you can see it. So I immediately began to, of course, I was praying. As this was happening, I was praying. I was shouting Jesus. I was praying, running up and down. People were coming with water. One of my neighbors, the staff, brought water from her house, and they rushed upstairs. I was just pointing up. So they started putting off the fire. After like 10 minutes or so, they said the fire had gone off, and we thanked God. The security, everybody was leaving. But that lady that came with that bucket of water from their house didn't go. She stayed back wanting to help my girl to clean up the water. So as they were trying to clean up the water from the floor, she alerted my girl to call me. And she was like, Ma, fire is burning in the ceiling. I was like, what? So I rushed upstairs. This one was like times 10 of what was happening in the house. So I quickly called again to my neighbors to come. As they were coming, I was downstairs. I was kabashing. From my parlor to my dining to my kitchen, my voice left me. I drank water. I kept praying. When I was praying, I said, no, this is not the time to call only Jesus. I have to switch. Eroi! Eroi! See me. I cannot call you every morning. I cannot disturb my neighbors with NSPPD, and they will come and tell me, sorry, this house will not burn. Put off this fire. Fire was everywhere. And they were putting it off. God gave them strength, gave them knowledge, gave them what to do, because fire service was delaying. These guys are just my neighbors and my security. They were able to bust the POP, and they got the ladder. They went into the roof, and they were putting off the fire for what seemed like 30 minutes. And they finished putting off the fire, and they came down. Later on, that guy was telling me, Ma, while I was in the roof, there was fire everywhere. The wood didn't burn. The wood did not burn. My brothers and sisters, you can see if you see the whole house, all the POP is black. But we thank God, off the fire, I saw my mantle on my table. My mantle was sitting pretty on my office table. I just came to return all glory to this Eroi. Oh, yes, let me go back to that word. Because while it was going on, I remembered the declarations in the morning. Papa was extra on O Earth prayer. One lady said it's divine CPR. Don't joke with that prayer. After the O Earth, Papa continued and said, my dream won't die in you, O Earth. My heaviness will not die in you. My rising will not die in you. And then when they all got up, he continued again. He said, no one under the sound of my voice will die. The power of death is broken. In the volumes of what is written about me, I emerge. Anyone who has written to terminate my life, I reverse it. In the next 24 hours, the Lord will fight for me and I will hold my peace. And that was what happened. And then he said, he said, the sound of joy shall be heard in my dwelling. Dwelling, my brother, that means my house. The sound of joy, not the sound of mourning, not the sound of sorry, not the sound of death, not the sound of fire engulfing the house. What God cannot do, it does not exist. Do not pray with that earth prayer. Papa, I say thank you, sir, for standing. This man does not rest. This man does not sleep. He's always there, watching over us. May God continue to bless you. The fire on your head, it will not run dry. The oil on your head, it will not run dry. Everyone who holds up your hand as you pray, I pray in the name of Jesus, they will not be weary, they will not be faint in the name of Jesus. What God cannot do does not exist. Thank you.